the live podcast thingy, Bibble. Um, it's just me. Well, it's not just me again. It's me again because he's had another root canal. He's eating God knows what. Joe's off doing Joe things. But yeah, we've got a nice little interesting show today. As always, you can follow myself on Twitter at Mitch692, and with me is Tristan, and you can follow Tristan at It's J Chance. Why it's not Tristan Chance, I don't know. It's J Chance.
It's just my handle. I've had that for like over 10 years, and yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I judge that I've had the 692 since my first email in school, so that's the story of that. It's
that's what most people even ask me, especially when I'm like doing like buying stuff from like artists and stuff like that, and they'll ask me, I see your stuff a lot. It's like, is that something new? I'm like, I don't know. That's a handle I've had like for over 10 years. It wasn't cringy, so.
So it's like, yes, mine are just 3 digits. They just stuck. The email I chose was taken that many times as a kid, and that's what I ended up with. And that's the story of my Twitter handle. Yeah. But as always, you can follow the channel as a whole by Googling us at Comic Book Cast. You'll find the Facebook, the Twitter, the SoundCloud, the Twitch, the Instagram, and any podcast services around the internet where you can listen to us apart from Spotify. Spotify do not like us, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
We'll get to the bottom of it one day, but at the minute, we don't know. As always, timestamps will be in the description of YouTube or any podcast services where you may be listening, like SoundCloud, etc., etc. I've said where like Army and Joe is, so there's not really any update. I just need Tristan to make sure he does the timestamps later on.
Oh, I'll remember.
Good. But yeah, jumping into it, it's been revealed that the DCU movies, mainly Suicide Squad and Justice League, were going to be. We knew they were going to be different anyway, and like WB stepped in there. I was like, no, this is our movie now. But we have a bit more details on them. Like Steppenwolf and Parademons were supposed to be in Suicide Squad, and that's what they were going to go up against. And there was like Boom Tubes and all the Parademons were the little goopy things. I personally don't think that would have really made a difference to the overall movie.
It really wouldn't, because realistically, what would the Suicide Squad do against Parademons?
I mean, there's exactly that. I think
because that's what I'm like trying to like figure out, is like what is the problem? Because because for me anyway, it's really weird that then I think Mitch died. Oh wow, again 2 times in a row.
Me and Skype are gonna have a fight, and I swear to God. Every time it's the same amount of time as well. I've noticed that. But yeah, as I was saying, you look at the guy in Suicide Squad, you can kind of see it was supposed to be Steppenwolf in a way. Like, big guy didn't really do much. The Parademon ones, they're just going to be the gloopy black things. I don't think we know the exact different, like if the plot was going to be changed, all that.
Because was there any like indications that they were gonna do that, or were they just gonna replace the whatever they were fighting with the Parademons and the big bad for Suicide Squad?
I think that's just all they've really just to make I think it might have all just been an early draft concept thing when they're talking about it before writing the script, but you can kind of see how it would have just slotted in. I think the only major difference was that David Ayer said that Enchantress would have been under control of a mother box instead of everything else. So it would have tied in everything a bit more, and it would have made Suicide Squad feel like not as disjointed from everything. Like, sure, you had like the Flash and Batman cameos in there, but it still kind of feels disjointed from everything. But it would have been nice to have that connection, but again, I don't think it would have made the movie good or even made it that little bit better. I still think it would have been
Oh,
the big old steamer that it is.
yeah. From reports, it seems like the reason for all the story modifications, I'm doing that in parentheses here, is that Zack Snyder decided to make the movie a two-parter, with Wolf showing up in part one for whatever reason.
Yeah. Like, as the we did know before that Justice League was supposed to be a part one and part two. You can still see that in Justice League. It's like, oh look, Steppenwolf is clearly setting up Darkseid, and of course, Snyder in his quest to stay relevant on Vero on a
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing. Is like, I don't know. Does he still like post on Facebook too, or is it?
He's purely, you can only find Snyder on Vero.
Wow. That's like what?
I'm not 100% sure why he chose Vero. I think he just doesn't like Twitter and everything else, or maybe Vero is just throwing money at him, and that's why that thing doesn't work because they can't afford to fix it. Yeah. But yeah, you know, he just drops something every week at this point, and people just run with it. The only reason why we're running it right now is because I think it's kind of an interesting thing. You know, there was more of a tease of Darkseid in Justice League 1. He's dropped a picture of like a mural of Darkseid. I think we also have more details, like just the details of what Snyder's dropped.
Yeah.
Over the past, like, you know, Justice League was supposed to have the anti-life equation in it, like that the fight in that flashback or flash forward in the desert where Batman kills like 8,000 people, like it was supposed to have the life equation in there. You know, he says the real Doomsday is still out there somewhere, and it's like fair, you know, that's what it is. Like Carrie Kelly was supposed to be in it as well. I don't know why he'd want Carrie Kelly, but I suppose he likes Dark Knight Returns. So
yeah. Well, I'm looking over right now, and presumably they were gonna have a comic accurate Darkseid, like, but judging from their recent record on comic accuracy, that's up to interpretation.
It's up to debate. But that little mural does make him look very New 52.
Yeah.
Very like proportionate.
I can see it. Like,
no, it's a rocky dude with a big chin or a chin strap. But...
Yeah, it looks like they just gave him a chin strap instead, because I think like some other versions of Darkseid, he didn't have that. It was just some racky dude in like a onesie.
I'd say, wasn't he, or isn't he supposed to be like? Oh,
I think his chin was like more defined, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, because he wasn't always like that, was he?
No, he wasn't. I mean, I know he still like wore a onesie, like, but I don't know about the mouth.
Yeah, like his skin turned to rock after trying to find an anti-life equation or getting it. It's something I can't remember. Not Steppenwolf, Darkseid, 100%. But no, there's some interesting details out there. I'm not going to go over them all because I'll be here for hours.
I mean, because there's really nothing else. It's just like what Zach posts like each week. Oh, this is what's supposed to happen in the movie, but we didn't get to it.
Yeah, and luckily, you know, the Darkseid thing came out in the same week as Aya being like, oh yeah, Steppenwolf was in my movie, so you could. It's an interesting thing to talk about, consider just how different everything would have been. Would it have been better? Who knows?
Maybe not.
it might have been a bit more coherent. I think that's probably the bit it would have done a lot better in. Overall quality wise, can't say. I know people would be like, oh, it would have been so much better. It's like,
how do you know?
Exactly. If I'm not going to say it was going to be worse, then you can't say it's going to be better. That's just how the cookie crumbles on that one. So apparently the open pod wasn't in Man of Steel wasn't going to be Supergirl, which I find strange because that tie-in comic was like, yeah, Supergirl. And it's like, no, it's not. But
then who would it be?
No idea. No clue whatsoever.
I mean, because that's one of the things people were like touting on, saying, oh, we're gonna have Supergirl. At least, you know, in the coming future, if they, you know, we're going to make, continuity wise, and make it happen. But then it's like, oh no, it's gonna be someone completely different. But I'm like, I'm scratching my head, like, then who realistically would it be if it's not her?
No clue. But at the same time, it's probably a good thing it wasn't her, because she would have been like 1,000 years old at this point, and at least, you know, where they wanted to do a Supergirl movie, she's not going to be like that, and they can they got a bit more of a free reign with her. Not that I know how they're going to bring her in. They can still do it that way. Not sure. But moving on. What were you going to say, sorry?
I was just going to say, knowing them is going to be Power Girl.
I mean, why not?
They get an excuse for the boob window.
God, can you imagine the boob window in live action? Would they do it in this day and age? Would they dare get away with that?
Most likely, because they tried taking the boob window away from the original Power Girl, and it didn't stick because people were complaining. People were complaining.
I remember very much. Yeah. It's just like, guys, it's a fictional pair of boobs. Like, calm down.
It's a part of her character. You're taking it away from her.
Oh dear. But moving on from that, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse has, people have seen it. It's had its social reactions drop. It's had its reviews drop. Yep. And I don't think a surprise to many, it's getting like praise.
Yep, it's really good.
It's currently, if you're a Rotten Tomatoes person or not, it doesn't matter. It's currently sitting at 100% on there. To be fair, it's only like 28 reviews up, so it's not everyone. It's probably going to go down. Always goes down.
I know it's obviously going to go down, but for that many reviews so far, I mean 100%, it's pretty good. That's a pretty good reaction.
But a lot of people are saying it's the best comic movie of the year. Some people are saying it's the best Spider-Man movie, period. So for all you Spider-Man 2 Raimi people, calm down.
The White Knights are going to be coming pretty soon, so.
Just like, oh god, don't upset Raimi Twitter. They will come after you.
Doc Ock was amazing.
Was Doc Ock in that movie? I'm gonna stop.
Yeah,
that'll get. But yeah, it's just universal praise.
Yeah.
You know, find me a bad review, and not just a review someone's trying to be that first person to dislike it. It's kind of struggling, but
me personally, I should have did that free viewing for Sony that they had, that you could see it December 1st at certain theaters. They were going to show it advanced screening.
You should have done that.
Yeah,
you could have done the review for the channel.
I know. I was just thinking, do I want to go? I don't know. But yeah, it's really good because at least it gives Sony something to fall back on, because right now all they have is Venom and this Into the Spider-Verse stuff, and that's pretty good for them. So technically, they don't have to mess with MCU Spider-Man if they don't want to. They could just re-up with a better, contract.
I think that all depends on the box office for this movie. No, I think the what was the tracking before? Was that 40 to 50 or something?
Yeah, I think it's like 40 to 50.
Yeah, or it might have been 30 to 40. I'm just gonna say 30 to 50. Let's just round it out to that. But no, which it's not bad. If you want a comparison, that's Teen Titans Go to the Movie's entire box office run domestically. So it's not a bad opening. It's not the best, but from these reactions, that's probably lowballing a little bit. So it might come up. But I think if you compare it to other, like it all, I think it depends on how Mary Poppins does. But I think Mary Poppins is getting some quite good buzz. Aquaman is obviously going to be a factor in as well, but we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, it's nice to see that Miles Morales, of all people, a very kind of controversial character when he came in, like, what was it, 2011?
Yeah, it was 2000. I think his first appearance was August of 2011.
Yeah, because I remember it's something like
it was August 2011, because I remember going into my local comic shop, and like every week they would have, I think it was a preview, I think a preview shot or a preview angle of, I think, Fallout issue 4, and they were just showing new Spider-Man, and then
God, I remember that.
Yeah, they were just saying like they were coming every week. If you came for the other Ultimate titles, they showed another panel, and then I think one of the final ones I remember was they showed his face, and then it says, "If you want to see what actually happens, check out Fallout issue 4."
But yes, chat. Teen Titans Go to the Movies entire box office run, not just domestic, this is domestic and worldwide, it's 51.8 million.
Yep, because for the most part, it was just a high budget cartoon.
Yeah,
Not not,
it's
not
not
like a
like it's
CGI
not like they
movie.
really marketed that movie either.
Yeah,
So
yeah. The only time I ever saw, I think any ads or anything was mostly online. Because I remember from the time I did watch some TV, the only if you had Cartoon Network, it probably showed a lot. But other than that, it on other
mm.
channels you didn't see
I was gonna
anything.
say the only time I ever saw a trailer was when people sent like you saw people posting like the group or Discord. That's the only time. I
Yeah,
never saw anyone talk about it on Twitter.
yeah,
Nah, never saw anything on TV. But
yeah. But I'm relatively excited for this because the art style is really cool from what I've shown. And the funny thing enough, for an ad, Adobe has been doing ads for it
oh,
for for
yeah,
Into the Spider Verse. It is actually pretty funny.
do I get a free ticket if I got a Creative Cloud subscription?
I don't know. All I know is
Come on,
that
Adobe. Put me
yeah,
on.
the only thing I know is that whenever like I forget something and I need to do something in Adobe, that's what happened. I would always get some ad or some space talking about how they used Adobe to
Yeah,
do scenes in Into the Spider Verse.
that's cool. But it's a very not to say it in a bad way. It looks like a lot of Photoshop, but in a good way.
Well, yeah, I
It's
think
just so
from
different.
yeah, because I
It
think
looks
there is like an interview that they have with Adobe. They said that they mostly used Photoshop art for this movie.
oh really?
Yeah,
That's cool.
and
You
they
can
as
definitely kind of tell with like the
yeah.
way it goes all like pop art and comic booky.
Yeah,
You've got
that was I think that was part of the interview where they were saying that I think Photoshop that they used it was really helpful for them because that's what they're looking for, the pop art comic booky feel that they wanted to go for.
that's cool. That's cool. I think it's definitely worked for them. So keep on it. What's chat saying? That movie was clearly made for cartoon. Yeah, yeah. The Teen Titans Go was clearly made. It should just be a teen movie.
Obviously, because they also like trolled people for saying that the original Teen Titans are going to come back for like either a series or an actual movie theatrical run. And no, it was going to be a TV movie. They're going to be versing
Oh
Teen
yeah, the
Titans
Teen
Go.
Titans Go versus Teen Titans.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's. I feel sorry for everyone who's got their hopes up for the Teen Titans coming back. You have my sympathy. It's very rare you get my sympathy because I've been born to not give sympathy.
you see,
I've been raised and born to give
yeah.
it. No.
See, that gives off the reason why Tara Strong was laughing.
Yeah, he does.
Because I remember that tweet where she says, "Go see the movie. If you guys go see the movie and it actually makes some money, you may get what you
Well,
want."
I think she even went on like did an interview with Collider and she was like, "Yeah, the series will come back." It's like you lied, you lied through your teeth on the internet. But she might not have known, to be fair. I'm not going to call Tara Strong a liar. But anyway, speaking of Spider-Verse, because we were, with all the reactions coming out, it's no surprise that they also announced several movies.
Yeah,
I say several,
I
a couple
don't.
of movies.
Yeah, it was really weird. They announced that it's gonna get a sequel, and
Yep.
it's also gonna get a spinoff.
Yep. The sequel is going to be directed by Joaquim Dos Santos, who did Avatar: The Last Airbender and the Netflix Voltron series.
That's
So
good. That's good because Voltron's good.
automatically sold.
Yeah,
I mean,
because Voltron's good. If you haven't seen
I'd
the
say that
Voltron series,
that Voltron reboot's fantastic. I
yeah,
absolutely love
if
it.
you haven't seen the Netflix Voltron series, you should go see it because it's actually
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, please. If you haven't seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, sort your life out and go watch it. They're also remaking that on Netflix. It's also the sequel's going to be written by David Callahan, who did The Expendables and Wonder Woman 84. Which this is the interesting part for me in this one because he was tapped for an MCU movie not that long ago. I've been told that's kind of folded, and that movie's not going to happen. Well, I don't know what that movie was supposed to be. I don't think we ever will find out. Maybe one day. Yeah, he's been shifted from Marvel Studios over to Sony Animation. Not that I think it's going to be a bad thing, but just the director on it alone. So I'm already sold on this.
Yeah,
And
sort your life out.
what's chat saying now?
I've never seen Voltron and only a few episodes of Avatar.
Yeah. We don't acknowledge their shortcomings. I'll just berate Discord later on. Slap him. But yeah, we also, as Tristan rightly pointed out, we also have a spin-off, which people really should have seen coming.
I'm surprised at who they're looking at for like at least one of them anyway.
What, the characters?
Yeah, because we got Spider-Gwen, Spider-Woman.
Just before you get into that, it is it's a full female team.
Yeah.
I know people hate the idea of that because somehow it's political, whatever. But it's an all-female Spider-Woman team. So you can.
It's Spider-Gwen, Spider-Woman, Madame Web, Spider-Girl, and Silk. And I'm like, so they're gonna like take out Spider.
I assume so, yeah.
Yeah, for Madame Web, and I'm like,
I say Madame Web's the weird one for me.
Yeah, it's the one that I'm like, why would they put her in there?
Because
usually in every continuity, she was just an overseer to the other spiders. She didn't really do anything.
Yeah, because me and Discord were talking about this yesterday when this came out, and it's like, she's just that like telepathic, clairvoyant character. She doesn't really do much.
Yeah, she's basically just an overseer to tell them what they should be doing.
Yeah, which I suppose you could use her to connect everything, even though you haven't really got connected because Spider-Gwen's in this and it's clearly a spin-off. But you can flesh out this multiverse a bit more. It's like, here's the web of life. I'm not the first Madam Web. I won't be the last one. There's many more, and there has been many more.
Yeah.
So I suppose like from that angle, it's interesting. I doubt she'll be like a member of the team. Yeah. Running around the multiverse, she'll just be like the little hookup.
Yeah, and then with that, to add, I don't want to say like add a little bit more confusion is like which version of Spider-Woman and Spider-Girl they're gonna go with.
That's a very good question. I'd imagine who was the Spider-Girl in the new cartoon?
I think it was
on the posters. Was it Anya?
Yeah, it's Anya.
Yeah, I'd imagine it'll be her because in cartoon.
It's like because like Anya, she's been Spider-Girl on I think another Spider-themed alias too. And like from like the comics, they make her go back and forth, but like for right now, she's back to being Spider-Girl, but using like the original Spider-Woman's costume or a variant of it.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you, chat. Anya Corazon or Corazon. I can't pronounce.
If I even try to do the Spanish pronunciation, Joe would probably kill me.
Yeah, Anya Corazon. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. So yeah, I'd imagine it's her. I'd also imagine Spider-Woman's Jessica Drew. What other one could you realistically do?
Let's see for Spider-Woman. There is Mayday Parker.
I thought Mayday was a Spider-Girl.
The writers can't make up their minds.
No.
Because if you go back to was it Spider-Verse, Dan Slott near the end changed her name again to Spider-Woman with the variant of her original suit, and then in Spider-Geddon here she went back to Spider-Girl. So yeah, that's why I'm like, technically they could have Mayday Parker in there.
Yeah, because when this news initially came out, my initial thing was like, oh, they're gonna have Mayday Parker, because why would you have the daughter of Peter Parker in there? Jessica Jones, obviously Spider-Gwen, or Ghost Spider, I don't know if they're called that actually. I don't know what she's called in this.
Well, it all depends, because Ghost Spider is relatively new, and it isn't a new code name either. Surprise, surprise! Peter had that name.
Was it? Did he have Ghost Spider? Or
yes, he had a variant of. I think it was. I think originally it was Ghost Spider, and then it changed to Spirit Spider at one point. Because because I was actually looking this up, and Peter had a lot of different aliases or spider-themed aliases. So like if you like picked one, Peter probably had it.
Yeah. So every Spider-Man to exist is just an alias of Peter Parker they spun off.
Yeah.
Maybe not the Indian one, because that'd have been hella racist. Silk being in there as well is it's about time Silk got some love. Where has she been? I can't remember seeing Silk for years.
Okay, well, last last time she was like appeared, she was gonna be a secret agent, and she appeared in some issues of Awesome Hulk, and I think a couple Avengers issues. I think. Other than that,
so a while ago.
yeah. Other than that, nothing.
That's a shame because Silk's probably one of the better new Spider characters they've made in recent years. Like,
yes,
no.
I know what they're going for in Spanish. It's just that if I pronounce it, Joe might get mad and say that's not how you pronounce it in Spanish.
Joe's just gonna come in like yipping the Spanish and like,
yeah,
I'm gonna get too racist with that. But
yeah, because I know the Spanish, what it means in English, so you don't have to do that.
I didn't actually know it meant Spider Heart.
No, well, no. I'm gonna do it anyway. It says corazón is Spanish. It's Spanish for heart, or loved one.
Yeah, I agree, Jack. Gail Simone should write a Silk book. I'd 100% read that. But yeah, it's nice that Silk's actually gonna get some love in the movies.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she wasn't in the original one.
Yeah.
It's funny saying the original one when it hasn't technically come out yet.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So is it gonna be from that? Is she gonna be from? I'm just putting out there because we don't know that much of the synopsis yet. Is she gonna be from that one Peter's universe that comes to Miles's?
I'd imagine she would. If you're gonna kind of like stick to how she is, that would make the most sense. And it's also another nice little tie to connect to everything else, just like outside of Spider-Gwen. I suppose you could just go all out and be like, oh, she's not dependent on the man. We can't have those female roles anymore. So let's just make her the Spider of her own universe. Like that'd be, I'll be fine with that. But it could really, at this point, I imagine it go either way.
Let's see.
Lauren Montgomery is, I believe, she's in negotiations currently to I think is it direct or is she writing this thing? Oh no, she's in negotiations to direct it. She also worked on the Voltron series. She did Batman Year One, the animated movie along with Superman, Batman Apocalypse with the DC. So yeah, she's in negotiations to direct. Beck Smith, who wrote episodes of the CBS show Zoo, is, I believe, they've actually got her to write the script for it. So they're a decent way along with these movies. Like they've had confidence in what Lord and Miller's done.
Yeah, I guess they have confidence in what they built up, and now they're gonna try and keep the ship steady instead of like ram it into an iceberg over and over again.
Which Sony, can we just have the animated Spider-Verse movies and leave the Sumk alone? Like, let's put the Sumk to the side. We don't need the Sumk universe. Let's just have the animated Spider-Verse. It's what everyone wants. It clearly got a far better reception. It might not make as much money as Venom, but
so depending on how this is, that's why I'm like thinking like, why would they drop Spider from this? Because it looked like she could be like a fan favorite, even though like the style that she is kind of like, oh, I don't want to be like mean, but like dated, because from what they had her design like, it was like early, I want to say like maybe mid 90s to early 2000s manga style.
Well, for Penny Parker.
Yeah,
I don't know, because from what I've read of the reactions, I haven't seen a lot of people mention her. Like it's more mainly just like Miles. Like this story is.
Oh, I know that. I'm just saying, like people can like, because other than Miles, people were like Spider-Ham.
Yeah, Spider-Ham, I imagine would be the standout, but I don't know. It could be nice if they put Penny in there, but at the same time, like, let's put one aside and have room for more, sort of thing. Like, let's do something different. Like, let's just not bring in everyone. Let's show that there's way more female Spiders.
You say that people were complaining that Spider-Man 2099 isn't in the movie.
I mean, true. All I say to that really is, that you can only have so many people in at one time, and it's not like they're ever gonna stop making these movies.
I know, but it's funny because they're like they put Noir in there, but not 2099. This is blasphemy.
I mean, to be fair, it's quite surprising that 2099 wasn't in here. I'd imagine Penny Parker took 2099's spot. or maybe even Spider-Ham. I
Yeah,
think
well,
the main three of like Peter, Miles, and Gwen were solid. Yeah. But I suppose you got like different generations. Like, you know, you got Spider Noir is an older Spider concept, and then like Spider-Ham's not that recent. But
well, he isn't like he was made like I want to say like mid 1980s for the slapstick humor. So,
was it really?
Yeah.
I thought he was newer than that.
He
Well,
was made 1980s.
when was Spider-Man Noir then? Was that just 90s or?
That one's recent. I think it was. I want to say like 2000s.
Oh well, then I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to Spider-Man.
No, because the only reason I remember.
Flip what I said there.
Well,
You know,
the only reason I
got
remember.
Spider-Ham's the older one, and yeah.
Yeah, the only reason I remember is from what happened with when they first revealed the trailer, where on Twitter people were saying, "Oh, now they're just making anything a Spider Person, even Spider Ham," and then you got and then you got people like, well, actually. Spider Ham was created first before many of the other characters because he was in the 1980s.
That's an interesting little nugget. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I was kind of trying to get at still implies, you've got the older one, you've got a newer one, and then you've got a brand new one.
Yeah.
And then you've also got your main three. So I can imagine that's how they're going to handle this team. Like, you keep the core three, then you've got three others you can just like pick from different eras. So like, I imagine 2099 would take that Noir spot, and then they'll get another one. And then if they make a new Spider Person, put your money on them showing up in Penny Spot in the sequel. Unless they all keep them in the sequel, then who knows? But yeah, I'd imagine 2099 is going to be like a core focus of the sequel for us, because why wouldn't you go to the future with everything?
Yep, and change up the art style too. So
exactly. Even though they've got kind of like a futuristic look to everything now, all the neon. So it'd be interesting to see how they take.
Well, yeah, because it does look like a futuristic, but even I look at it, it's still like more modern to me in a way.
Yeah. Chat's asking, does Iron Man have an animal version? I think he does. I just can't
yes,
remember.
he does, but I don't remember what it is in Spider-Ham's universe. Because like everyone in Spider-Ham's universe is an animal. They're not all pigs. Because I know, like, even for like I don't know if it's the same, but in some of the Ultimates run, there is Miles version of it. And it's I think it's he's also a pig, but I forgot what his name was. His name was Miles something, but it was like,
oh, that's it. Thank you, chat, pointing that out. There's the Iron Mouse from Earth 8311. When was that made, I wonder? Is that still going to be from the 80s? Yep. Peter Porker, the Spectacular Spider-Ham, #3, 1985. So yeah, Iron Mouse. It's kind of just look at like any cartoon mouse from like Wallace and Gromit sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. It was that they wanted to make something slapstick, so they made that. Yeah.
I mean, it's fun, maybe, I don't know if they go into like the Spider-Ham universe in this movie, but it'd be a nice little Easter egg to have.
I mean, well, he did allude to it, because in that trailer he goes, "Do Pig Universe talk in this universe? Because I don't want to freak them out."
Yeah. I can't wait to see this movie, man. Even though I think I've got to wait longer than you guys have, because animated movies hate European countries.
No, not all. It's mostly the ones not Disney that that are longer to come to you guys, because most of the Disney ones there are usually out first overseas than here.
So the main one I point to is Big Hero 6. We got that like 2 months after you lot.
Yeah.
It was
I think that one's like one of the outliers, because I was kind of expecting you guys to get it first.
I mean, I would have thought, because the way the trend's going, like overseas get things first. Like look at Avengers. We got that like we were supposed to get it a week before. There's a couple of days, but
it's Mick saying that the Spider-Verse comes out the same day. So yeah. So it's just.
Oh, was it the same day? Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, it's just a matter of hours, I guess.
Yeah. But anyway, I think we've spoken about the Spider-Verse enough. We're going to go on to a little bit of DC talk before we move back on over. Aquaman has also had its first reactions drop online. It's not the full reviews. It's only just like the little social reaction things on Twitter. Because, of course, every movie in the world is coming out this December on the same day, because studios are smart.
Well, that and January is usually a dead month, so they don't want to send it out to die.
Yeah, thank you for making the most depressing month of the year, not only my birthday universe, but a dead month for movies. It's really appreciated. Um, yeah, from what I've seen, overall, it's looking positive. There are some people saying it's, it feels very much like a Phase 1 MCU movie, very
Yeah,
akin to Thor.
yeah. Like I think like even like with Denim Geek UK here said that it's very good, but to them the second half of the movie seems like it's trying to cram too much in.
Yeah, I mean, the whole cramming a lot in, you could kind of get from the trailers and even just like knowing what
Mm.
they're doing. So, here's Throne of Atlantis, here's the trench, here's Orm, here's all this, like here's everything. It's just like
Yeah.
that was always kind of one of my worries. I haven't seen a lot of people say there's it's a lot's crammed in, so hopefully it's just one person's experience of the movie and it's not like a general consensus of it. But it's looking decent. I got someone on Twitter be like, decent, no, good to great reactions. And it's like, decent means good. No, I apologize. Decent means
you have to use exact words on like Twitter and stuff. So
if you're not saying it's perfect, God forbid.
well, it's because people don't usually use words that can have multiple meanings. Decent could be okay, good,
True.
well, amazing, depending on the person.
Speaking of which, did you see Nick's from Hybrid Networks, his reaction to it? Because he saw it early and everything.
Oh no, I didn't see it.
Yeah, he basically said, like it's fine. Like it's basically Thor. Like it feels like a Phase 1 MCU movie. People are ballistic at him.
Like,
And it's-
does he do that for like most of the movies though?
Pretty much, but it's just like, guys, it's good. It's not a bad review. Like it's not a negative review. I'm saying I enjoyed it. It's just don't go in with these massive expectations like it's gonna be the next coming of Christ. Like, calm down a little bit.
Man, I need to go to these early screenings now, just so I can piss people off, I guess.
People love that. We steer away from travelers.
because I live in the same area as Nick, so I see all the screens like all the time.
I'll say go down and do it.
Yeah, now it's like I don't know. Should I just say it's good, or do I just like give my opinion and piss people off on Twitter?
I mean, you give your honest opinion, Tristan. That's all you can do. Just don't intention to piss people off. Don't be that guy.
Yeah, but
yeah,
it's good. I'm surprised, hopefully, because this gives me like I'm not not gonna like put all my stake in it, but it just gives me hope that Shazam is gonna be just as good or even better. Because like that's what I saw, like put my hope on.
It feels like they've kind of picked their stuff up a little bit and let people make a movie and not go in there and butcher everything. But, I was always, well, I say always, originally I was a bit, most people after Justice League a bit like, I don't know about Aquaman anymore, and like a bit burnt out on these movies. But, the more I've seen, the more it's come out. It's looked really good and it's looked really fun and exciting.
Yes, me, but like I said, context of how you're saying okay.
Yeah, I mean, okay is good. It doesn't,
Yeah, that's
okay is okay.
Yeah, it's like okay, yeah, it's not bad. It's good.
If you want to put it in like a number scale, personally, I say okay is like a 6 or a 7.
Yeah,
maybe but people don't like 6 and 7s. Anything below an 8 is bad.
Well, not really, because even with that, you're like, it would say like a 4. When it's not, and I'm like, do you know what a 4 and below usually means? It means it's really like usually really bad.
I mean, for me personally, 5 is your average line.
Yeah,
So
I'm just saying like 4 and below is like something's like wrong to majorly wrong with the movie or anything like rated that high.
Yeah, because I was gonna say 4 is just below average, but below average doesn't mean it's bad. You can have fun with a 4 out of 10. It's no big. That's mainly why I don't do numbers. I just feel like, I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was cool. It was great. I think it's more an accurate reading from those, but it's what it is. These reactions to it are kind of, it solidifies how I felt about it a bit more. I was like, other people are liking it. It's not getting a a buttload of crap on it. So
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's good. It makes me see like, oh, I guess I can go see it.
yeah,
Because I was like, you know, it's just because of all these all what people have been saying for like most DC movies, that even though I did go to see most of them, is that they weren't, you know, usually weren't fun, or they, you know, they're mixed for people depending on, you know, what you wanted out of it. But
yeah.
universally, this is pretty good, and for the most part, is what most, I guess, Aquaman fans want out of an Aquaman movie. Has that, you know, fantasy sci-fi feel to it.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly kind of what it needs to be, really, isn't it? Like, you know, as long as it's a fun movie for me, like I don't want to see a depressing Aquaman movie where everything's like that bluey grey. I mean, sure, they're underwater, the bluey grey bit can be excused because water, but, you know, like just as long as, you know, as long as it feels like an Aquaman movie, it's not taking itself too seriously and it's like having fun with everything. I'll be good with it.
Yeah.
I know people hate the word fun, and I'll get a ton of crap in the comments, but movies are entertainment. Entertainment means fun. If you're having fun at a movie, the movie's better.
The only thing I am disappointed that we didn't get is the bombastic Aquaman from Batman from Brave and the Bold. Cause that Aquaman was amazing. I don't care what you say.
The one with the chef apron.
Yeah, that
guarantee sequel. If it's a sequel, guarantee.
Yeah, just say it now, because that version of Aquaman was amazing. I don't care what you say.
Didn't he also have the hook hand?
Not
the hook, the harpoon. Is that the same one?
Not sure, because I remember because the Brave and the Bold version of Aquaman, it was just bombastic. He would just say the most outrageous things and come up with the most outrageous stories. And he was just the highlight.
He was just a surf. Oh no, he didn't have the harpoon hand. No. What cartoon had the harpoon hand?
It was one version of, I think, Justice League had that Aquaman with the harpoon.
You
hand.
might be right. Yeah.
He was like really, really edgy. Didn't like the Justice League at all.
Yeah. Oh no. I can. You can see Momoa wearing the apron on top of the suit. So it's so good to me. You know, I'm just happy it's getting a good reaction to itself as a whole. There's been nothing. Probably the most horrific thing. Not horrific. That's a bit of a sensationalist line. The worst thing is someone mentioned Jupiter Ascending in their reaction, and it's just kind of like, ugh, Jupiter Ascending wasn't a good movie. But who knows? You know, maybe it's not comparing it to quality. It's just more like plot line.
Oh yeah, I also forgot Bumblebee's supposed to be coming out too. I forgot about that.
Bumblebee's been buried. They have not done good with that movie whatsoever. No, it comes out on the same day in the States. There's no reactions to it. I don't even think.
I did see some people like giving praise. I mean, well, even if it was like, was it Armin and Richie there going, you know, Gen 1 Optimus makes this movie 100%, or you know, most of the Autobots are their Gen 1 incarnations.
I'm gonna be that guy with the hot take. I don't like that look of Optimus.
You don't like Gen 1?
I like the Gen 1 Transformers. It's just the way he looks. Something in that image they released looks off to me. I don't know what it is.
Solid. I was okay with it. It wasn't my like favorite version of Optimus, but then again, I can't remember that many other versions of Optimus.
Yeah.
Like one of the ones that I hate.
I think it just goes straight down. It's just a massive rectangle. There's no. I know it's a giant robot made from a truck, but there's no definition at the torso or anything. It just goes straight down. Yeah. I think that might be it, but it looks 1,000 times better than what we've had before. Yeah. So that's all that matters.
Well, let's get back to Aquaman just before we go on to the next one. There's really. I'm just glad that I can see it. Probably won't see it opening. Like, when's it supposed to come out?
21st for you lot.
Oh, okay, so I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry. Because I was like, does it come out like the same day as Into the Spider-Verse? Because I choose Spider-Verse over that.
I think Spider-Verse, I believe, comes out the week before.
Alright, yeah, so I don't have to worry.
I suppose for a week before 14th. Yeah, it's week before. So you got that bumper, but I hope Spider-Verse doesn't get buried with everything. But
I wouldn't say. I don't think it would be buried, but I don't think it would like do as well as it would do if it wasn't like sandwiched in between like all these movies that are coming out for Christmas.
Yeah, it's very. It's all because Star Wars isn't there. Everyone's just like, put it on the same day.
So Star Wars not there. It's just a rush to get there to be first.
It's like, come on, Disney, can we get Star Wars back at Christmas just so we don't have to spend a fortune? Because it is Christmas, everyone's poor. But
they're using credit to get gifts.
Oh, I'll never touch credit. No. I'm already in debt with student loans. I ain't touching credit.
Oh no, I'm just saying people who weren't in student loans. Like that's the time where they used credit cards.
Godspeed with people with credit at Christmas time. But yeah, there's only so many times you can say that it's nice to see that it's getting good reactions. Obviously the critics are biased because it's a Marvel movie.
Well, it's a Marvel movie made by Sony, so you can't really be that biased.
Yeah, so it's all good. I'm definitely excited. My excitement for Aquaman has gone up from his reaction alone. I know you shouldn't let other people like sway your opinion, but it's nice to have that positive reinforcement. So, but yeah, unless you've got anything more to say or you want to say how?
No, I mean, I could say that. Oh, I don't know if it'd be a pun, but Armin was like getting himself wet all over this.
Oh, that's probably part of the reason why he's not here. He's drowned.
Yeah,
he's drowned in his own waves. Oh god, that's disgusting. But anyway, moving on to our last topic for today. We've spoken about this a little bit before because there was toy packaging that had the white suits that we saw those for the first time, and that mentioned that Avengers 4, Avengers Annihilation, whatever you want to call it at this point, is going to have a new villain, and a new villain is in the way of Thanos, and Thanos keeping everything the way he wants it. There is a hardcover novel. It's like a little, what are teen novels? A young adult novel.
They call it graphic novels or young novel or young adult novels. It's really weird in bookstores because sometimes they'll list them as graphic novels, other times they'll list them as young adult novels.
I'm just gonna stick with the old YA, young adult novel. Avengers Infinity War Cosmic Quest, the second volume of that has come out, and someone on Twitter on the back of it has taken the picture of the little blurb or synopsis for it. It confirms that two people survived the snap, and that's Selvig and Darcy. I don't know why Darcy survived. Like, of all the people that could have gone, Darcy could have gone. So rest in pieces, Jane. But it also backs up that there is a new foe who threatens to destroy everything. It also mentions that there's a link or a possible link between the Infinity Stones and like humanity's past, which I think is the more interesting part. The new foe is kind of like we've kind of known that for a little bit. Is more confirmed now. You could make the argument that this isn't canon because Marvel haven't said it's canon, but on the flip side of that, the writer for this has. I mean, it's just Marvel hasn't confirmed it one way enough. So.
It's just a matter of Marvel saying, "Oh, it's canon," or or no, it's just it's just an adaptation of what could have happened. During the two movies.
Because this is all set based, obviously after the snap, because it goes on about Selvig and Darcy looking for answers for this Infinity Stones, and like people have read it, and it deals with life afterwards, and it doesn't really confirm if Tony makes it back to Earth or he's still on Titan or whatever. So
like in the book is from what the back of the book is like. So they're searching for some of the stones because from what I'm seeing right here, they have the space reality and the soul stones.
I'm not sure if the space reality. I think that's just a bit in the back of the book. Like the first, you might have the other three. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I wouldn't take those stones as anything.
I was just asking if it works because sometimes they usually put those things if they're in the book. Not all the time because I know be it front covers or back covers, they can lie.
Yeah, but the main bit I wanted to bring up and talk about was a possible link between the stones and like humanity's past, because we know they're doing an Eternals movie. Like they haven't come out and said it officially, but we know it's got a director, it's got a script. We know they're casting people right now for it. despite it starting in September, which is really weird. So we might see some of them before. I wouldn't bank on it, but it's a possibility because they're casting for a movie in September, and that's way too early. But I am under the assumption that if this is gonna be in the movie and this is how the synopsis goes, then it's got to be an Eternal.
Yeah.
And they have to link the Eternals to the Infinity Stones. I mean, sure they are with Thanos anyway, but even more so. Like, that's my idea anyway.
And that could be, because it's a lot easier to tie everything into it. Because I've to me it's just really weird because I did some homework to look on all the higher echelon of the MCU, because some people go into, I don't know why they do this, but they do the power scaling for whatever reason. Yeah, so
I don't understand people like power scaling. It's it is what it is. Just let
because even for the MCU, there's the higher tiers and all that, and I was just wondering who could be the antagonist that would realistically make Thanos shaking his boots, or
right. Have you got any ideas for that? Did you actually
some of the characters? I can't even say their names, so
I assume you're looking at all the cosmic concepts, like eternity.
Yeah, that eternity, and all of them.
Yeah. See, that's what I would have gone for, because fair, it makes sense, and then it happened in Infinity Gauntlet. Living Tribunal came down and was like, you know what, Thanos is stronger than Eternity. You're the new Eternity now. Goodbye. Fun fact, is exactly how it happened.
Well, I wouldn't put it past it, because some comics do that. They don't give you any explanation. Just you have the power now. Go deal with the problem.
He's stronger than you, therefore you can go. You're in. That's basically how Living Tribunal works. But I'm not 100% convinced now that it is one of them. I'm very much on this. It's got to be Eternals related.
Okay.
There has been a lot of rumors about Kronos, who was one of the old Eternal Kings. He ended up transcending, essentially, and becoming the master of space, time and space. A bit like Kang, I suppose.
Yeah, because at one point, I was like, maybe Kang. I mean,
Kang. There's an interesting thing with Catherine Langford's character. I think she might be an Iron Lad-esque sort of character, because apparently she's Tony Stark's daughter. That's the hot rumor. So she's a time traveling Iron Man.
Yeah, and then I think there's one weird out there theory that how they could tie the Fantastic Four in it, and then I was like, wait, what? Because
there's a ton of Fantastic.
No, I mean it was based on the Ultimate version, where you find out one of the Kings is Ultimate Sue.
Oh yeah, the Cataclysm one. Yeah. That I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
Do that, Kang Marvel. No. In fact, just do Ultimate Fantastic Four.
Yeah, because I was because to me I was like, what? Because originally, before they made the Maker evil again, he was good, and I was like, so you made Sue evil and Reed good again, or somewhat good.
They juggled those two back and forth. Yeah. It was crazy. But I didn't yes, Kang, not Kang. Sue shouldn't really be the villain, but she wasn't really a villain in that bit, but she kind of was to everyone else. But because didn't she make Quicksilver kill?
Yeah. She did some really messed up things, but to her it was in good cause.
Yeah, because wasn't it Quicksilver got the stone out of Tony's brain?
Yeah.
If you haven't read the Ultimate Universe, that means nothing to you, and you have no idea what we're talking about. But
it was really weird towards the end.
Can you imagine if they did that's how the Infinity Stones worked?
Yeah.
You can have a million of them. You just have to have certain traumatic events happen.
Just for people on YouTube and in the chat right now, in the Ultimate version, they have their own version of the Infinity Gauntlet, but the Hulk, he had two of them, one in each hand.
And it's all because you could make an infinite amount of Infinity Stones. You just needed a horrific event to happen, and they could appear anywhere. Like Tony's brain tumor turned out to be the Mind Stone. It was what it was.
That was hilarious. I'll admit that his talking tumor was a stone.
Yeah, and the fact that it talked is like, why? I didn't mind it. It was weird. It was the Ultimate Universe. It was what it was. But back to the whole like possible new foe thing. If it's not Kronos, which I think Kronos has probably got the highest chance of being likely because it ties into Eternals. He controls time. He can he could probably take on Thanos. Maybe not, but he could probably do it. If not, I just at a pure random pull would say Nemesis from that Ultraverse crossover.
Okay.
You can possibly make her an Eternal. Maybe not Eternal. She could be something else, but like. In that Ultraverse crossover, like she was the original being that made the Infinity Stones, and she had like the Ego Stones, and maybe bring in the Ego Stone just to one up everything. But that's just pure.
That's the one weird thing because I think weren't they one and the same at one point or interchangeable from one point? Because I know when they were going about for the Infinity Stones because they changed names quite a lot.
Oh yeah, they were like Soul Gems, and then it was like something else.
Because like originally it was only one, because
originally you only had the Soul Gem, and it was green, and then you found out there were 6 more Soul Gems that were also green, and then in that same arc they then changed colors to what we know now. Yeah. Well, not what we know now, but what we knew before, and then they started changing colors, and now they're Infinity Stones, and
because they were originally like that, they were gems, and then for some reason they changed them to stones.
Which I mean, to be fair, a gem is just a cut stone, so.
You know what? Like you get that image of like of Thanos just cutting them into a certain shape. Everything must be perfect, equal balance.
But only 3 of them are smooth and cut. The other 3 aren't, because it's got to be 50-50. But it's pure speculation on who this could be at this point. It's
because like even with some of this news right here, they're still going with Annihilus because Avengers Annihilation.
Yeah, that's if there is a title and they haven't changed it again, because apparently this is the 3rd title they've had.
Wow.
Which, to be fair, if you look at everything, it makes sense. Why would Zoe Saldana drop Infinity Gauntlet? Like it would have made sense to call the movie Infinity Gauntlet. There was, I think it's the cinematographer for the movies on his resume. It was someone who worked in it. On his resume, he had Avengers Endgame. Why would he have Endgame on his resume if it wasn't called Endgame? He quickly took that down, and now it's come out. Apparently, a lot of people, with the sources and the ketchup and the mayonnaise, is all saying it's Annihilation. But maybe they've changed it again. We don't know. We'll hopefully find out very soon. Hopefully, it's not next year. I doubt they would wait that long. But yeah, again. Can't really say who it is. There's only spitball ideas, but I'd personally put money on it being Eternals related, i.e. Kronos. To be honest, that name's come up so many times in leaks and rumors, and usually when things keep cropping up, it tends to be true.
Yeah.
So
the one thing I do want to know is like, there's a Science Avengers now, because. Because that's what the writer said. This is who are the Science Avengers? And I'm like, wow, there's Science Avengers now.
That's a new one for me. We have science, we have biology Avengers, we have English Avengers, we have geography Avengers.
Yeah, because I know it's probably like mostly. I think.
So it's probably like Tony, Banner, Shuri.
Yeah.
All that. Maybe not Shuri. She might not be in Avengers. She might be too busy leading Wakanda next to M'Baku, whoever it's gonna.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all. Unless you've got something else to speculate and throw out there. No,
I just hope. Well, to me, hopefully the book's good. From just it's good because I may want to pick that up. Because if it is good, because I usually do like reading, graphic novels, or in this case, young.
So fun fact: there is no pictures. It's just pure.
Yeah, I know that.
And I'm just making sure for you and for everyone else.
No, it's like I know that.
Read without the pictures like myself, then you.
Well, I can sometimes, but it has to be really interesting. Otherwise, it's boring.
Yeah, I'm the same way. It's just like I don't want just words. No, I want give me more visuals.
But oddly enough, some graphic novels and young adult novels, they do have some pictures. Not it's like not every page, but like every like bundles of pages, like every 20, 30 pages, they'll have some
They
art, which is
like
good.
every chapter or something like
It varies from graphic novel to graphic novel. Sometimes they'll have like one every chapter. Sometimes they'll have one every bunches of pages, just to make sure to keep the person reading interested, and get a general idea of what's actually going on if their imagination is really really crappy.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, but yeah, I think we've exhausted that topic long enough, and that will bring us to the end of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for everyone in Twitch for joining. Thanks for everyone YouTube or anywhere else who's listening. Mm-hmm. Do the likey if you liked it. Yeah. Do the comedy. Or tell us how wrong we are and everything.
Okay. Well, I can do what I usually do after each video that I do, is leave a comment, a like, and subscribe, because it really helps us out.
There you go. And of course, you can find us at twitch.tv/comicbookcast2 if you would like to catch us live streaming. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Tristan might see you tomorrow as well for the comic show. And if not, we'll catch you next week. Yeah. So bye.